Hello, gorgeous! Today, I'd like to share with you my review of the movie, The Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy. So, I was just feeling like watching a movie today, and so I thought I just randomly saw it, and without knowing anything about it, no description. I didn't read any description. I didn't see the trailer. I just clicked it um and and then there it is. What I thought was I was just like I just felt so good when you don't know what is the story going to be, like if you have no idea. I love doing that. And so um the start, it was easy to follow the movie, and the pacing was very good actually. So from the start to the middle to the end, I really thought that there was not a lot of um, slow or too fast or too dragging kind of moments, because um, we already know that some movies or series can be quite dragging, and the counterpart of that is sometimes, especially in movies, it can get a little too fast. And I remember watching a movie. It was like one of the Transformers movies. I can't remember which series it was, because there's many was it series, like, like 1, 2, 3 and things like that. I forgot which one, but I remember I watched one of it, and it was like so so much of the fighting scene. There was a part that there was quite a lot of fighting scene that it was a bit too much, like what's going on, and it's just so much fighting. And but this one, there is also a lot of fighting. It is obviously quite a lot as well, but because it was balanced with a lot of talking, with the narration and the talking, that was just, it was not it was not too much either. It was just placed very nicely to slow down the pace, or the fighting scenes. And there was lots of blood too, but it wasn't too gruesome. Well, it wasn't, I guess, because it's like monsters and things like that. It's a little, although the humans were also being attacked, and they are also the one attacking. It is different when the bloody type of fighting is between humans to humans. It is a little more it looks a little more brutal. And this one is a little less brutal, because they were fighting the monsters, who looks like, I mean, they look like holograms and like that. Well, the very first part of the movie, when the main character, the male main character, was giving telling the story that he was reading this novel, and while he was talking about that, they were showing the scenes of the novel. And it looked a little funny when I saw the monsters appear, because it looked so fake, because it's like a game, so it looked quite fake. So I was like, oh, I thought at first, like, oh, is this gonna be like a fake looking kind of movie? But then as it proceeded, actually it gotten better. I don't know if my mind just got used to the fakeness of the game like creatures, that it forgot that it looked quite fake. or did the scenes got better and just the overall production got better compared to the very start in terms of the incorporating the game monsters characters. And the other thing was that I didn't know that uh, Lee Min Ho was going to be in this one. So I was surprised because he was one of the main male character Korean actors that I followed for a very long time. Like the very first time when I was watching Korean series, when I was new at Korean series and movies. I was surprised that he was there, so it was really good to see him again. Um, and he actually fit the character really well as well. He was the other, like a second male character, like that. And what else can I say? I really like this one. It was like it's enjoyable. And also the so the fighting scene is all right. It's good. And the storyline as well. Oh, it was like quite exciting, especially at the start. It's like it it is interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. Like you want to know, "Ooh, what is this about?" It's like end of the road kind of thing, but still, because they incorporated it as like a game, so that means there's gonna be like a challenge. Well, I'm thinking of like, is it? I actually thought I am connecting it with Squid Games because there was the concept of the constellation is watching. So someone that is not on Earth or someone in a different or higher position is able to look and watch the humans and what they're doing, and they're seeing humans as entertaining, and because of the because of the different things, the different ways humans act and think, they find it entertaining in the way that they're kind of like the humans are um, like getting it wrong, like how they're thinking, but then there is always this other way of thinking that, or I mean, they're trying to show that humans, well, in this particular movie, they're trying to show that humans are done, like they're they're just having fun watching humans make their mistakes and like finish, be gone, or because of all their foolishness and stuff like that. But it is always show that there is hope, something like that, that there is hope for humans, because humans are so complicated that even though they act very foolish and they are so like clouded with false beliefs and all that, there is still something inside of them that comes out of, well, out of, well, let's just say that, let's just boil it down to out of love, or like that. And I love how, like, he was the main character, also was connecting it to his life on Earth when he was in his was it primary or maybe secondary school, and the going back and forth of that is also was placed nicely. It wasn't too much. It was just well done. And um and um and the interaction of the author at the start, I'm just going all over the place here, but the interaction of the author from the start with the main character was also interesting, because he is actually giving him the opportunity to change the ending, because he didn't like the ending. And I love that he didn't love the ending, that he actually expressed to the author that this is not a good ending, I don't like it. And then at the later part of the movie, he said why he actually didn't like it. It was because it was relating to him as well, like how it was him, and he didn't like how he acted in the past, so he was wanting to change that, which in the movie it showed that he has the power to change it. And the second male character was did he say anything about it? He didn't say anything about it. He was like not involving himself too much, but he was just watching what the main character does. And yeah, so all of them work together, which means that, I was actually watching this other YouTube video, and it was just talking about how we have this, that our minds create stories. So we have this like narrative thinking. Our mind creates stories. And so when, like, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. And what was that? Yeah, I remember now. So our mind does its usual thing of doing narrative stories in order to save energy. It likes to be efficient. And so when there's a similar scenario or situation that happens, our mind just randomly, well, not randomly, but it kind of extract different related in different related aspects of something, and ties it together and makes a story, and that will help you think and act in a certain way in order to, well, to not to in order to help you survive or to avoid any social dilemma, or, well, basically to help you become safe. It just uses the same story, it just repeats it. But what happens is, although it is trying to help you, it is also limiting you, because it just says, this is what happens, this is what you should do, because something like that happened before, and this is the best action or reaction based on what happened after that event. But if you always do that, like in this movie, if if they follow that event, I didn't even tell you what this movie is about, but he's actually like predicting the what will happen because he has read the novel. So, but because he didn't want the that kind of ending, and he allowed himself to change it, even though actually he already knows what's gonna happen. Some of the parts there was not exactly didn't unfold exactly as the novel, maybe because he made different decisions and stuff like that. So maybe that's how different results happened. And then from there he keeps on thinking differently in order to come, you know, in order for a different outcome to happen. Yeah, so that was it. Like, it's a really simple movie. It was like, it's not that deep. Like, literally how it looks like is just like a fighting kind of movie, but there is a deeper meaning to it that I love. All right, that is all. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.